It's not bad if you enjoy life. Like, all of us like to go out to eat every once in a while, have a good meal together. You can do that stuff, but also care about your body and your health and how you look.
When you're not pursuing anything, when you're not trying to get better, when you're not actively chasing something that's for the betterment of yourself, you kind of look for other things to do.
I understand, like, just being happy with who you are, but it doesn't mean that everyone agrees with that.
Yeah. I feel very passionate about all of these young girls seeing these videos and these trends online and these Hollywood stars where they're promoting collarbones and
Welcome to another episode of the BAMcast. We've got our co-hosts, all of us co-hosts now officially here in Dallas. You guys are Dallas residents.
Yep. It's crazy.
No.
I was about to say there's no updates this week because we literally just sat down and did this last week, but technically it was not filmed. So
Had a lot of technical difficulties.
That was
a lot.
funny.
So TikTok trend.
Yeah, last week we were talking about skinny talk because it's like very much a trend, like Hollywood skinny. And I feel like skinny talk is the term phrase for all these videos that pop up on TikTok talking about how to get skinny, how to stay skinny, how to lose weight. And it's normally geared towards women who don't necessarily need to lose the weight.
Yeah.
And I feel very passionate about all of these young girls seeing these videos and these trends online and these Hollywood stars where they're promoting collarbones and teeny tiny arms and legs. It's just not healthy. And it's kind of scary that that's like what they are looking at and kind of looking up to, essentially.
So we were talking about the downwind of, okay, this was like a big trend in like the 2010s, was like, you know, for women, it was like be as small as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want muscle, you don't want any body fat, like be as small as possible. And I think after that kind of was like, oh, that's actually not the healthiest thing, I think there was a big swing towards two different sectors. I think there was a lot of women like yourself that went all in on like, you know, I can build muscle and be feminine and all the things. And like nobody can, like, I don't have to stay as small. I want, like you always talk about taking up space.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that there was like an offshoot of that. There was the like body positivity movement where it was like, you should love yourself at every size and all the things that came with that, which obviously we know like a lot of negative health things around that as well. Yep. Like the extreme opposite. So what's your take on all of that, I guess?
I mean, I think the reality is there is like a healthy, or there should be a healthy standard for women. Like the GLP-1s being glorified and getting as skinny as possible and the collarbones showing and malnutrition, like that leads to an array of complications because you're now nutrient deficient. You have like temporal wasting, you lose bone density, leading to osteoporosis. And that is going to lead you down a rabbit hole of things that you don't want to deal with. And then the opposite end, so they're kind of both like the extremes, kind of like you said, you might deal with a very high like BMI. You are on the obesity side of things, which lead to like issues with heart, which can lead to diabetes. I mean, it can lead to a whole different type of complications. So I feel like what needs to be glorified is there is like a healthy standard for women. You do want to strength train. You do want to exercise. You can enjoy life. I feel like that's where it's like body positivity came from. It's not bad if you enjoy life. Like all of us like to go out to eat every once in a while, have a good meal together. You can do that stuff, but also care about your body and your health and how you look. It's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. What's your take?
Yeah. I mean, I want to take on what exactly? Because you asked her a few different questions.
On like those extremes and like what's kind of being glorified right now in the body positivity. Like where do you stand on that? What's your opinion?
I think don't know. I feel like a lot of the things that go on, people try to market off of it or try to make money off of it. So like the extreme dieting, people are like body positivity, like come buy this product, like come buy my clothes. I feel like all of it is like a marketing scheme to an extent. I feel like I don't know. I mean, I don't agree with. I understand the body positivity, and you should appreciate and be happy with where you are, but that doesn't mean you have to be satisfied. Like, I also saw a few videos of people comparing overweight to obesity. Like, what's the main difference? But I just feel like it's marketing, man. I feel like it's marketing, and people just try to benefit off of the opposite. Like, stop trying to be so skinny, just love your body, while stop being obese, and then just be skinny. So I think it's a lot of marketing, if that makes sense. No, you're okay.
It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys saw the video. She was on The Biggest Loser as a trainer.
Yeah,
I don't remember. Yes.
Michaels.
And she was having like, she was kind of at like this hot seat basically where people were coming at her for terms of obesity, like what that actually means. I don't see myself like that. And in my opinion, I feel like she handled that situation very, very well because it's not a negative thing. It's not being mean. It's not calling someone out to say you are technically like, 40% body fat. You are obese. This is what you're looking at if you go down this path. That is a fair statement to make because that is actually where you are. You can love yourself at any stage. You can love yourself any way you look. That is fine. People are not telling you how to feel. They're saying, if you keep going down this path, this is probably what you're going to face. This is the health complications you're going to deal with. So it's literally just science that this is where your statistics are right now. This is what could happen if you stay on this path or get worse. And I think that that is a valid thing to be aware of because if you want to move through life not being aware of what could come with your choice to be overweight or be really, really skinny and malnourished, then you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. Like once you get those diagnosis, they're the diagnosis of osteoporosis or diabetes, you're like, wow, how did this happen? That doesn't make any sense. But if you're aware of this is what could happen to me, then maybe you would change your tune and stop feeling like, well, I just like the way I look right now. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, so being proactive versus reactive.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't mean you don't love yourself. It just means maybe you want better for yourself. You want to be healthy. You want to avoid the negative things that come along or the health complications that come along with the decisions you've made.
I think a lot of people just try to be comfortable. Like they try to psych themselves out. Like it's okay that I'm, obese. Like that's perfectly fine. I mean, it's not okay that you're obese. It's a lot of health complications, but I understand being just happy with who you are, but it doesn't mean that everyone agrees with that.
Yeah. And I think breaking the cycle is the hardest part for most people. Yeah. Like learning how to see yourself put on the weight to be a little bit healthier, breaking that eating disorder or losing the weight. Like we all know both of those things are very, very hard mentally and physically. So I think that that's what kind of holds people back. Like you said, they just feel comfortable where they're at. Right? Yeah. And it's scary to take the next step to putting on the weight or losing the weight based on where you are.
It's not funny, but there's a lot of people that are super passionate and are extreme. I'm sure you guys seen videos that like, you're obese, like you can't be obese, like this, like just calling people out. It's not funny, but I feel like that's what it is. Like it's just extremists, either like far to this side or far to the other side.
Yeah, it's the same as everything. I mean, it's the same
politics religion,
yeah, everything. I think that it's a part of what gives somebody a fulfilling life is the pursuit of like being better or increasing in any aspect of life. Like you can be okay or comfortable with like the amount of money that you're currently making, but also have desires or wants or what like to go and make more. You can be okay with where you're at in your spiritual journey and your relationship with God, but you can also crave and want and should be desiring more and better. And so it's the same in all aspects. Like even the fittest people that like you guys are great examples. You're always like, I want more, I want better. Like I want to continue to evolve. And so I think that a lot of people um, a lot of people that end up on the argument from, especially like the body positivity side of things, they're arguing for the sake of arguing that everyone knows logically an obese person is less healthy than a non-obese person. That's an inarguable fact. Like, we can look at blood work, we can look at body scans, we can look at life expect, like we can look at everything. You cannot argue that. But like, a theory, and this is probably maybe not the most like politically correct thing to say, but my theory is that those people often advocate and argue so much in defense of it is because, like, what do you when you're not pursuing anything, when you're not trying to get better, when you're not actively chasing something that's for the betterment of yourself, you kind of look for other things to do. Like, we all know the people that are crazy into politics, and it's like, they got nothing else going on in their lives usually. Like, they're not pursuing anything. They're not chasing anything.
Yeah.
You don't see the most successful people or the fittest people or the most spiritually sound and best relationship with God people, like, sitting there arguing their case of random silly stuff on social media or on interviews or on whatever.
Yeah.
So that's one of my theories too, is just like, if you don't care about that, you likely don't care about a lot of other things, which means you're not probably pursuing something, which means you're trying to fill your time with some type of pursuit. And my pursuit feels like it should be defending where I'm currently at because I don't want to change.
Yeah.
I agree. Cool.
Yeah. I think you can love yourself, love who you are, love what you look like, but still want better. Kind of like you said, like, it's fine to want better, and it's fine to change your tune at any time. Like, you can be die hard. Like, this is who I am. This is how I am. I don't want to change. Like, why would anyone else want me to change? And then maybe you come to terms with, actually, like, I do want better, or you run into things that you're like, I don't want this for myself. You can change your tune at any time.
That's
I bet people
point.
are stubborn.
That's a great point.
Stubborn.
Yeah.
I'm stubborn too. So.
Yeah. I agree. That's a great point. Like, you can change any time. Like, you don't have to be the same person tomorrow that you were today.
Yeah.
You know? That's a good point, baby. That's good.
Thanks.
Yeah. What else did we have that we wanted to talk about?
We also talked about the other end of that extreme of, like, glorifying, like, bodybuilding and, like, steroids and stuff like that. I don't know. That's kind of what we went into, but I don't remember.
Yeah, and I feel like the body positivity and, like, extreme malnourished look is more ladies, and then the glorified oversimplification of steroids is definitely more of a guy thing. I feel like it's right now, I feel like this stuff has been going on, like, all of the crazy stuff you see right now, but social media just makes it easy to see. So, like, for example, like the body positivity, that stuff was probably going on well before social media was around, but things just seem like planes shutting down or falling out of the sky, whatever the case may be. We just have easy access to it. So this stuff dates back decades. But yeah, I think now it's oversimplified, it's hyped up, it's glorified that you have to do this if you want to look this way. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, no one wants to work. Like, everyone's avoiding hard work. You're just cheating and taking the hard way out. It's just people make it look cool, and people want to be cool. That's all it is. That's really all it boils down to. Like, oh, my favorite influencer is doing this, and I'm easily influenced. I'm just going to do whatever and then 6 months down the road, now their testosterone is zero. Now they have to figure out all this stuff. But that stuff is not what people are telling you. They're only telling you the benefit. So, and I mean, it's like, I hate when, like, natural guys are like, oh, steroids is cheating. It's not cheating if you're not competing. Like, if you're competing in a natural league, yeah, it's cheating. But if you're doing it outside of that, what are you cheating? There's no cheating. You know, to each their own. But yeah, I just feel like it's oversimplified. Like, yeah, just do this and then you look like this. Or what about the infertility? What about the health complications? What about the heart attacks? What about all of this stuff that no one is talking about? So it's very important that you educate yourself, because social media is a highlight reel. You know, someone posts their physique in the picture, but then after that, what's going on? You know, their blood pressure's through the roof. They're anxious. They can't sleep at night. Like, they don't talk about that stuff. So it's much deeper than just what the surface level of social media shows.
Yeah. There's been a massive wave of, especially young men, resorting to, like, you know, test like TRT super early, way before they need, or anabolics or peptides, or like things that they shouldn't even need to or want to like be touching that or even getting in that realm yet. Um, and yeah, I mean, there's people that are building their entire brands around like this stuff's cool. You should pin up.
Find it, bro.
Yeah, and yeah, it is going to be sadness. There's going to be a long. Not that we already don't have enough fertility problems as a country and
Yeah.
with everything. Like
Obesity,
there's going to be
overweight.
a massive like lull. I think in like people in the fitness industry able to have children in 5 to 10 years or 10 to 15 years whenever they start trying to have children because people just
Didn't do the right thing.
didn't research, didn't talk to somebody, didn't like talk to somebody who's been on gear for 10 or 15 years. Like find the OG bodybuilder at your gym and then really talk to them about like, I'm thinking about doing this. What? Because most of those guys that I've ever talked to have been like,
Don't do it.
either I regret it or you should not even come close to touching any of this unless you're willing to like push it all the way and you have a desire to step on the Olympia stage and you have a like don't do this because
Yeah.
now I'm dealing with this.
Yep.
I have to take this. I did or didn't have was or was not able to have this many children with my significant other. It affected my relationships in this like mostly it's warnings that I've ever gotten from any of those guys.
I agree. And a lot of people that like I follow, I would like mutuals online, like a lot of them are coming off of those. Like they're just dropping it. They're like, I'm done with this. But when I started, it was fun. But now I actually have to do all of this to get to the next level for 5 years. That's ridiculous. A lot of money and just a lot of stuff that I have to do that I don't feel like dealing with. Like their hair falling out. And I'm like, I understand like wanting to get to the next level, but why? If you're not going to compete, why even put yourself in that category? Just train naturally. Like just take the time and build muscle. You're 19. You're literally 19 years old. Why are you on anabolics? This is ridiculous. This makes no sense. But and then a year down the line, 2 years, 3 years, they're like, bro, this is the worst mistake I've ever made. Like stay natural. Like yeah, bro, this is what we were saying since day one. But yeah, a lot of people recently have been like, I'm done with bodybuilding. I'm stopping. It's not bodybuilding, it's what comes with bodybuilding. I don't know.
There's a
It's crazy.
it was months ago now, but Christian and Charlie and
Podcast.
Joe and Max and all them were talking about like how even the guys out of that group that were taking anything like TRT and stuff were like pulling off of it. They were like they didn't realize what it was going to do to them or how it would affect fertility or how it would affect mood and all this other stuff. So they were all pulling off of it too.
It's crazy, right?
Like, hey, you guys, if you're like, don't get on it. So it's crazy.
It is.
It is crazy. I don't know, bro. It's because I mean there was a lot. I don't know if I mentioned this to you or maybe even you. Like in the beginning, I received a lot of accusations and there was a lot of pressure to start it. They're like, bro, you already got your pro card, so now this is the next step. Like I'm talking about like 24/7. When are you gonna hop on? When are you gonna step on stage again? When are you going to Olympia? Like every single time I would see people in person that knew me on social media, they would ask me one of those three questions. It was overwhelming in a sense to where in what was that 2021 or 2022 somewhere around there I like stopped posting on social media. I stopped bodybuilding. I'm like, bro, this is so much pressure to do something. You know, so it took me a while to get back into the groove because everyone's like asking me, like, it's so much pressure, bro. It was a lot of pressure, but I mean, I stayed true to the game and just did my thing, and I'm here today.
It's awesome. Yeah, and to I mean echo, we've all made comments about it in some way or another. To each their own. Like we're not demonizing any of this stuff. We're not like trying to say that any of it's right, any of it's wrong. We're just saying like anytime that you're playing with something that could really drastically affect somebody's life, somebody's ability to procreate, somebody's ability to like, you know, their quality of life, their livelihood, all of these things, just be self-aware and do your research before you do something like this. Because we see a lot of people, especially just being in the circles that we're in, they end up regretful over making a snap decision that they thought was like the cool thing or the trendy thing or the fun thing to do as a kid.
Yep.
And a lot of times that can have like really, really big impacts later on in your life. So, you know, if you be open about it, if you are doing it, be open about it and talk about like what you are and aren't experiencing. Don't try to glorify it. Don't try to make it look like it's a magic fix or magic pill. And if you're not and you're considering it, like there's no problem with that. Like just do your research and do it right.
Yeah.
If you can't do, you know, a lot of people will just do it and not even look into like post cycle therapy or anything like that. It's like they'll just tank themselves by just running it for way too long, or not coming off of it properly, and not taking the extra supplements or blood dumping or any of the stuff that you have to do to, like, there's a lot that goes into it, and it gets really expensive really fast.
Very fast.
And if you're not willing to go to that extent and do it right, don't do it at all. Wait. Just wait.
I agree. And that's what a lot of people in bodybuilding and just like the anabolics, people don't talk about the cost. You know, it's like a huge slap in the face, and people avoid the post-cycle therapy because it costs money. They're like, I'm not just going to do that. I'm just going to quit cold turkey. You know, and everything just tanks, bro. And I'm not saying it's like everyone that does, you know, anabolics, like it tanks everything. That's just not how it works. But I'm saying if you don't have money or resources or knowledge to do it the right way, don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Don't do it at all.
Agreed. What else?
Yeah, I think, and to go back to that, it's like the same thing, extreme, right? People are like all for it, like this is the best thing I've ever done, and people are like all against it. Like if you're doing that, you're cheating and you're a B word. I've seen both sides of it, but yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, skinny talk, just glorifying steroids, just glorifying all of the wrong things. I feel like people, like degenerates? Like people glorify that lifestyle because it's entertaining. Like, I don't know, bro. I just feel like social media is just wrong right now. I feel like there's a lot that's going wrong. It's not what it used to be, or not what it should be, I should say.
Yeah, that's why I'm now my algorithm's starting to fill up with pickleball highlights.
Flush all of the trash and junk, bro. Just flush it out.
Pickleball, man.
Yeah, pickleball, home tours. What else is on there?
Home decorating and decor.
Barndominium.
Yeah, office stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Just avoid the
dad,
negativity. It's too much for me.
right? Like girl dads, like all of that stuff's my For You page
I
now.
get
It's
a lot of
hilarious.
pregnancy stuff.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't talk. Kinsey's 29 weeks as of yesterday.
Yes, it's
So,
crazy.
We dropped off. It's just been a lot, guys. The last like 8 months, it's been a lot. Travel, multiple weddings, a lot of travel issues, a lot of the stuff that's just like ups and downs of pregnancy, and we finished a 10-week discipleship thing called Rooted at our church. That was awesome. That was actually really good for Kinsey and I's like just our marriage, our relationship with each other and with God. That was really great. So if your church, wherever you're listening, has Rooted, highly encourage you to join the next like enrollment for it. It's 10 weeks, and I promise you'll get a ton out of it. It's funny, I was telling somebody yesterday. So Dan, part of the AR team, I kept like being on him about like, you need to do Rooted, you need to like sign up, it's next week. And he finally was just like, man, it's not really like, it doesn't really, it's going to be kind of inconvenient. It doesn't really fit like my schedule. And I was like, oh yeah, totally. I was like, imagine if Jesus had said that when it came time to die for your sins.
Yeah, every time.
And he just like looked at me for a second. He's like, and signed up like
every time. That's hilarious.
And he actually, and I was obviously just messing with him, but he actually came in the other day and he was like, hey, I just want to say thank you. And I was like, what? And he was like, Rooted's been awesome, but last night we were at Rooted, and there was a guy in there that was kind of wrestling with some things, and he ended up like committing his life to Christ. And I was like, oh, it's awesome. He was like, and I got to like play a role in it and help him. And I was like, that's awesome, man.
That's
Congratulations.
Awesome, man. Yeah.
And he was like, but I just want to say thank you. And I was like, what did I do? And he was like, well, if you hadn't guilt tripped me with that Jesus comment, like I never would have signed up.
Coming right back to you, right?
Yeah. So I just thought that was like a funny callback. But Rooted is awesome. I hope you guys do it in the next thing too. Since
yeah, we will.
Here now.
Yeah. I had a call with the men's leadership. I was telling you about that. The guy from my old church, River Point, he was like, if you need help getting into any programs up there, he's like super tapped in with the area. I was telling him about the guy that came down from the porch at Watermark. He said he's like very familiar with all of that stuff. He loves Lake Point, and that's some place he would definitely recommend. That's awesome. Just get in a small group. Because I was with that men's leadership group for 4 months.
4 months, yeah.
Yeah, and I only missed like 3 out of 4 months. It was amazing. So yeah, all of my guys out there, if you're watching, and ladies as well, get in a small group. get in any small group and be around like-minded people.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
What are you guys's? It feels like right now, especially with like our age and younger, it feels like there's kind of, and he talked about it, like a revival going on.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys see, experience? Like, what are your guys' thoughts?
I think that's true. I feel like people need hope and they're not sure where to get like hope and peace from because of just like, you know, social media, the news, everything feels so heavy, so negative all the time. And I think that now more than ever, people are changing their tune of like maybe they're not avid churchgoers yet, or they're not like a member of a church, or they're not like interested in committing their lives yet, but they are interested in learning more. And they feel, I mean, it's just like we have family members who haven't really like gone before who are starting to go, and just seeing them go over the last few months, you can see that they feel like they talk about it more. They are like willing to come with us. They're willing to talk about the message that they went through and how that relates to them. So I think that as people get into it, they're like, hey, wait, like I feel good here. It starts my week off good. I feel like I connect to the messages. They like relate to my life and my problems. So I feel like people are just searching for hope and for peace. And then once they actually go to a church or hear a message or hear a clip online, they realize there's a lot more to like being a Christian or a Jesus follower than what I guess, again, social media can make it seem, you know?
Yeah. Agreed. What do you think, Jermaine?
I agree. And I'm pretty sure the revival just means that things are happening once more. So I feel like especially there's like a wave, and you know, like your For You page is catered to whatever, but there's a wave of like influencers that I follow, like coming to Christ, you know, posting more about it. But I want to go back to one of the messages that Josh, the guy at Lake Point, he was talking about the ABC method when he was like demonstrating like 1 yard, 2 yard. I feel like it's our job as believers to help lead people, but it's not 100% on us to convert them. I feel like a lot of people, like the revival is happening, but I feel like a lot of people get steered away because an extremist, you know, like says you have to do this or that's a sin or you can't wear that. I feel like it just turns people away, but our job is to, hey, like this is like just tell our testimony, like testify, like this is what I was struggling with and this is what helped me, so you should definitely look into it. That's all it takes sometimes to get them to the next level. But I just feel like just dropping things here and there, posting on your story, right, or like, hey, like this happened to me and I prayed about it, and then the next day like stuff worked out, as opposed to like, oh, you remind me of Paul in the Bible, you know, like just being kind of over the top with it. But I think a revival is great, like just seeing people just coming to Christ, talking and praying. I feel like it's amazing. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
No, it's been really cool watching it from kind of within Lake Point itself, just watching the church like really grow and watching everything. Like you can just tell there's another, I think it's so easy to engage whenever there's like conviction. And I think that, I mean, JP, this, I wish I could remember his last name's like Percludo. I can't remember his first name.
Did he bring the word?
He was the one that spoke this last weekend.
He spoke at OU recently, though.
Yeah.
I know
Was it
that.
Jake? Was his first name Jake?
I can't remember.
He was at the small group at Porch, like the young adult thing.
They call him JP, and his last name I think is Percludo, but he, you know, he had a lot of conviction, and Pastor Josh always has a lot of conviction. Like there's very few sermons where he doesn't like cry or get close to crying, and it's just because you can tell like he so wholeheartedly wants this to land and like change your heart and bring you to the kingdom. Like that's what he's, and so I think that makes it something that like there's just some extra kind of like passion or energy behind. It seems like the people that are speaking within the church's words. There's a pastor in Atlanta that's doing like really, really cool stuff. I forget the name of that church, but it's like 3 numbers or something. You guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
We'll try to find it and put it in the description. But I've seen a bunch of his clips. He's doing a really great job. But it does feel like there's some. They were talking about on the Lake Point podcast, the Live Free podcast, which Josh does, like the pastor at Lake Point. and they were talking about how they, from that same sermon, everyone's got go-tos of like how they kind of go about sharing the word. And they were both talking about recently they've had like a way higher conversion percentage on just like, talking to people in Ubers or whatever. And it's like, hey, anything I can pray about you or pray over you for? And people will just like start bawling and start crying. And,
It's amazing.
Confess all these things and want to, figure out more about church or learn more. And previously it was like a whole lot of just kind of like people like stonewalling, like, okay, weirdo, like whatever, don't. They're uncomfortable in the conversation. Yeah. But they were talking about now, whenever they start to, a lot of times when they're starting to have these combos, it's like an outpouring. And so you can tell like God's kind of softened a lot of people's hearts to it. And people are, to you guys' point, tired of doing the same old things, getting the same old results, and just feeling unfulfilled, no purpose, nothing going on. So I do think the hope diagnosis that you have is like, it's a really good one.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me sad because like Jermaine brought up a good point. I've seen a lot of like influencers and stuff in like our space start to talk about God more. And they also get a lot more judgment, a lot more hate. Like people will make videos about him saying so-and-so made this video talking about God. And now she's like a Christian pusher or whatever. And I think sometimes it's viewed wrong because it's never pushing your religion on someone. It's never like, hey, you have to believe what I believe if you follow me or you're involved with me. But it's simply people are just sharing, this is how he's moving in my life. Yeah. This is how he's, doing his part or like his plan for me. And I think that people still sometimes do have it skewed as if someone talks about the religion, they're pushing you to also be a part of it. But in reality, it's just someone sharing their story. But I think it is cool to see more people talking about it and more people just discovering what it could mean for them. So
I agree.
Yeah, good stuff. Pastor Rush always talks about the mark of a Christian is not the cross, but it's a bullseye on your back. And I mean, that's true. It's like whenever you start to generate some motion towards the kingdom, like you're also going to generate an equally large motion of people or, Satan or whatever, like earthly stuff pulling you back. And so I think that's probably a good sign, honestly. And although it probably feels really brutal and it's really tough in the moment or while you're experiencing it, it is a sign that you're doing something that's worth Satan trying to interfere with and pull back from.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. Yeah. It's that spiritual warfare. Never turns off.
Doesn't get easier, just gets a little bit harder.
Yeah, I feel like that's where a lot of people kind of go wrong in a sense, is that they think, oh, when I flip the switch, like talk about Christ, like my life is going to get easier. Like I could argue that it gets harder, not to kind of take away your freedom, but to you just see the world through a different lens. Like you lay around and do the stuff that you used to do, and it kind of wakes you up in a sense. You're like, this person is not for me. Like I can't do this, I can't do that. So I think people think it makes it easier, so they go all in, and then they realize like, oh wow, this is not like an overnight switch. This is like a journey for the rest of my life. And then I feel like a lot of people kind of go too hard and then they fall out of it because they play like a sprint instead of a marathon.
Yeah. There's a lot more like internal battles and morality battles and things like that you face, and just like external criticism when you are a Christ follower. I'm not saying that people don't normally deal with that, but it's kind of like you have this like other voice, this other person that you're thinking about. Like, if I were to do this, how would that make him feel? How would he view me? And it's not, I know he's not like sitting here watching us every single day, but you still think about like, well, it's like that quote that people used to say, what would Jesus do? Like, it's actually kind of like that. And so I would argue that it does get harder because you kind of feel like there's this other voice of reason that's kind of talking you through things, helping you through things. And it can be more difficult.
I feel like it also gives you more emotion. I feel like when, like in college we're doing blah, blah, but when you're tapped back into the word, like I found myself like getting more emotional, like having more like sympathy and empathy. Like I feel more because like all of us, we just see the world through a different lens. Yeah. So it definitely just gives you more emotions. It's hard to describe, but like like when we were talking, like you and Kinsey were, they like started crying about the message. College, that stuff doesn't happen. When you're not locked in, but now you like feel it, bro. Like you empathize for other people. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff, man. Man, I'm getting chills just talking about it. It's good stuff.
No, it's been really cool. And so I think it's, Lake Point's got a lot of online services. If you don't feel like you're ready to like go to wherever your local church is at, and you're watching this somewhere from like not Dallas, then they have a good, really really good online services that you can tap into. They live stream every service on Saturdays and Sundays. So
Life Church is another good one too.
yeah, Life Church. We grew up going to Life Church, so that's a great one. There's plenty of different churches across the nation that are doing stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that's a good kind of like initial step, and like rhythm that you can establish is like watching the live stream or watching the replay each weekend, and then kind of like work your way up into going. But I think that it's a good prescription to kind of live your life by, is like is just getting into the Word, reading through the Bible, like learning on Sundays, and you don't have to start all of it at once. Just like you wouldn't start from going from scratch, you wouldn't go into like, okay, I'm going to track my macros. I'm going to hit these exact calories, this exact carbs, these exact fats, these exact proteins. I'm also going to work out 7 days a week. I'm going to do cardio for 45 minutes on the Stairmaster right after my workout. I'm going to do 3 mile jogs per week. Like, you wouldn't jump into all that. Would be completely insane to do that. And there's no way that would be sustainable to start. But like, can you work into some version of that that's like a super healthy routine and but you would start slowly. You would start by like eating cleaner foods.
Yeah.
Like going to the gym a few times a week.
Taking a walk.
Taking a walk every once in a while.
That's a great place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't let it feel overwhelming. It's
No.
all meant to help you.
My favorite place to start, like we kind of started this, and even back in high school, like when I got baptized and stuff like that, was journaling. I would like pick a verse of the day, because I have like the Bible app or whatever, pick a verse of the day, write the verse down, journal about the verse, journal about maybe what I'm going through, whatever. And I'd always liked journaling. That was one of my favorite things to do. But then just incorporating that in, and then slowly working my way into like being a regular churchgoer and stuff. That's what helped me for sure.
Yeah. I have my daily prayer and gratitude. Mike actually got it for me. Prayer and gratitude journal. And every morning you wake up, you write a prayer, which writing your prayers honestly is like one of
Amazing.
I love it.
Amazing.
Yeah. Write your
Amazing.
prayer, and then you write down 3 things that you want to thank God for today. And so it's like, thank you for my wife, thank you for my daughter, thank you for my health, thank you for waking me up. Like, you just write down 3 or 4 things that you're thankful for. And then what are you going to do today to make it a great day?
Yeah.
And you write that down. And then every night before you go to bed, you write down 3 blessings that happened today. And then you write down, what are you going to do tomorrow to make it even better than it was today?
I like that.
And so it's like literally just keeping you in, and it has a verse of the day too that I just kind of repeat to myself 5 or 6 times before I jump into my day. So it's just like 3 things I can be thankful for, 3 blessings that happened after my day. Like, how can I be better for today? How can I be better tomorrow based on today? And a prayer. It's like, it just keeps you in a positive mindset. It keeps you looking, and it takes me 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night.
All it takes.
Yeah.
All it takes to set you up in the morning or before you go to bed at night.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
So that's been good for me.
That is good.
Do you want to talk about aliens?
Oh my God.
Didn't they like release like all the footage?
Yeah.
I still have not tapped into that. I still have not looked into
They've
that.
done 2 different releases. Last episode, if you guys did listen to the last episode, the 3 of us, we were like we were basically predicting like, all the Epstein file stuff was going on. I bet you something with aliens comes out soon. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
You actually said that.
Yeah, you did.
It'll like distract from all the crazy stuff that's going on and everybody in the government that's like awful and involved in this whole evil thing. And the first 2 like document and video and picture dumps have happened now. As when we were trying to record last week, it had only been 1, but on the 22nd, more got released.
Yeah, I forgot.
But there's like basically firsthand accounts and eyewitness accounts of the U.S. has recovered like crafts that they've been trying to reverse engineer for like decades now. Non-human biologics have been recovered and like being studied, and there's a bunch of pictures and videos of different UAPs and UFOs and things like that. So they talked about, like, I know I did a hard transition, but they talked about it on 2 weeks ago on the Lake Point pod. Are aliens actually aliens, or are they demons? And so they were talking about, demons. If you look at any of how they manifest in the Bible, or even what angels look like in the Bible, it kind of sounds a lot like how you would describe seeing an alien or seeing a UFO now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of
Dang, that's crazy.
Are aliens, or are they, demons or angels? Which is like a crazy thing to talk about, but it's they were talking about that on the podcast and just made me think.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Dang, that's pretty cool. This makes me want to watch Men in Black. I love those movies, bro. Yeah, aliens, man, that's crazy. I mean, just how vast everything is, is, like you said in the last time, it's kind of foolish or ridiculous to not think that there's something else out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. I gotta look into that. I forgot.
Let's see what
Same.
There was a couple of things that it pulled that were like crazy out of the
Yeah, Men in Black. I'm definitely tapping into that.
I think we were watching that just the other day.
It's good stuff.
Okay, a few like notable things from the first dump. The first dump was 162 files total, 120 PDFs, 28 videos, about 41 minutes of footage, 14 images, plus photos that were embedded in actual reports. This spans from the 1940s to through 2025. And so one big thing was multiple videos of objects over the Indo-Pacific with no visible wings, no exhaust, moving in ways that don't match any known aircraft. Multi-sensor captures, government labeled unresolved. Like they just couldn't figure that one out. Apollo 12 and Apollo 17 both captured photos from the moon showing strangely shaped objects and jagged angular fragments. Astronaut voice recordings of like asking what that was and like, hey, do you see that over there? While they're like on the moon or looking at the moon, were pulled out of like the actual broadcast and everything, but they left it in and they dumped it with these photos that were released.
Crazy.
Photos showing UAPs released in New Year's Eve 1999, from New Year's Eve 1999, same time frame as U.S. aircraft. It was classified, now it's public. State Department cables, like multiple cables between different countries, which like Papua New Guinea, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Mexico, and Georgia, like the country Georgia. A bunch of like career diplomats, like basically wiring to each other and cabling to each other, like, what is this? Do you see this? This just entered your airspace. Do you like talk like conversations about it?
Dang.
An 8-pointed star, which is like infrared military footage. It's been widely covered as from 2013 in the Middle East, one of the more viral kind of clips that has gone out. And then the craziest one being discussed was there's a House subcommittee that reportedly viewed video of a Hellfire missile striking a UAP because they found like they were trying to shoot it down. And apparently it just bounced off and the UAP just got away.
That's crazy.
So it wasn't in the public drop. It's still classified, but congressional members have like come out talking about it.
Dang, that's pretty cool.
Insane.
Dang. Yeah,
That
I feel
is
like
crazy.
a lot of stuff is just going to come to light over the next few years. Like, just like the last year. Well, from January 1st, 2025 to now, like, so much stuff has hit the fan. So just imagine this time next year of the stuff that's going to be uncovered.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of excited, but I'm also kind of, like, nervous because I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, that's wild.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, and we're bringing a daughter into this crazy world.
I know. It's going to be okay.
We'll put her in a bubble.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to.
Aren't they, like,
Shelter.
trying to expand life on Mars or something like that? Elon Musk? Did we speak about that last time?
No, they
He's
just
been trying for a while.
Yeah, this morning you're thinking this morning on the news when we listened, they have like 3 missions planned to go to the moon over the next like 3 or 4 years. And they're going to like, one's going to be about building infrastructure, taking photos, doing whatever with robots. Then they're going to return with a crew. And then they're going to return with a crew a couple more times, trying to see like how they can get like things to live on the moon so that they can eventually set themselves up for Mars.
Just watch Interstellar. It tells you. Literally tells you what to do. Just do
Yeah.
that.
Or what's that one movie where he's actually on Mars and he has vegetation and all that?
The Martian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should
With
just get ideas
Matt
from that.
Damon?
Something like that, yeah. I was going to say Wahlberg, but he's not. That's not the same guy.
I used to think
Close.
they were the
They
same
kind
guy,
of look
not gonna
similar.
lie,
They
yeah.
kind of do.
Dang, that's crazy. I'm actually gonna watch Interstellar when we get home.
Oh
as
my
well.
gosh.
Men in Black,
Okay.
Interstellar, Transformers, Dark of the Moon, all of it.
That's true.
Project Hail Mary.
All of it.
My
Let's
God.
go.
That's
I've been
funny.
trying to get these two and Kenzie to watch Project Hail Mary for a week.
We were
now.
going to. We had some busy weekend. Yeah.
We should have
Insane.
set a day up to play pickleball and then watch Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary.
Perfect day.
Perfect.
Today.
10 out of 10 day.
See.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have anything else. You guys got anything else?
No, that's good stuff. Successful pod. Another successful one, yeah.
We'll find out shortly if we can actually post something from this week, but hopefully so.
Hopefully.
100% will.
But we'll be back on a weekly cadence, so
Mhm.
that'll be exciting. Keep you guys updated as we continue to go, and upcoming stuff that we got event this weekend, then we'll do another episode, then baby shower coming up,
Yep.
then summer shredding,
Yep.
so travel and kind of big events, and then from there it's pretty much just waiting on baby. Cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and then we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye.